Right, let's get into this. The picture coming up is showing you what setting you should have the multimeter on to test the diodes in the rectifier. Okay, right, so you really need to sort of look into this as much as you possibly can. This video or these clips I'm putting into this is just my little journey on testing the rectifier, because I've obviously had problems with it going forward. It's come off a Triumph Daytona 955 2005, just for context. Renowned for its problems with stator and rec burnouts and one thing and another, and killing the battery. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get this right and get it in my head and get things tested and sorted out from there. So yeah, please look on the internet. There's plenty of stuff out there. Obviously it's a minefield really. There's lots of different terminologies for it and a lot more advanced stuff than what I can offer you here, but you'll be able to see what I'm trying to achieve here anyway. As it turns out with these video clips, I can only go so far with the testing, because the first rectifier is, well, it turns out to be knackered anyway, but look, I'm spoiling it. All right, cheers. Right, okay, so here we go. Don't know what I'm doing. Okay, right, so multimeter time. We are testing the rec. Let's just keep it simple, shall we? Right, so that's probably knackered. I think it is knackered because I did replace it with a said one on the floor there. That could be knackered as well. Anyway, let's get to this one first, just a process of elimination. I've watched so many videos on this and it's still not sinking in, but I think we're getting there. Right, so we are testing forward positive bias. I've just read that. Okay, forward positive bias, just to see if it's producing a current. Basically, the multimeter is just going to bang a little bit of current in there and see if it's working right. Right, so negative probe onto the positive wire coming out of the rec. Okay, and then what we've got to do with the positive probe is just go on to the connectors here, which I'll put little spade connectors on just to make it a bit easier. Zooming on, there you go. Anyway, so I've got to test each one of those, and we should get some sort of reading on there. Probably something like 5 point something, or anyway, so just to say that the forward positive bias is okay. Right, let's get into this. Okay, so that's popped into the first one there. I'm not going to test the others because I've already done it, but just for the purposes of this video, we've stuck that in there. So the negative probe into the positive wire, and then the positive wire into one of the three yellow wires what come out of the rec, or speed words out, and there's the reader. Oh, it's 0.573. So testing the others, they're all round about the same. So forward positive bias, tick, it's all good. Okay, so now what we're doing, we're testing for reverse negative bias. God, you can tell I'm reading that, can't you? Right, so positive probe into positive wire coming out of the rec, blah, blah, blah. And then we're going to use the negative probe to obviously test the yellow wires coming out of the rec. Okay, so watch your space, come back into it. 3, 2, 1, and you're back in the room. So basically doing that, swapping these around, we should have a reading on the said multimeter of, well, it depends what multimeter you got, but it'll probably say OL open line or 0.1 or whatever it is, or 1 point sort of thing. So basically, doing this test, we shouldn't have a reading at all. If you've got a reading, your rec's pretty much screwed. So let's give it a drum roll. Oh God, look, there we go. Look, it's shagged. Just as we thought. Look, it's crap, it's shagged. Let's get rid, weigh it in, scrap it. Right, okay, so this is the other rec, the one I showed you on the floor earlier on anyway. Right, so we're testing this one now just to see if this is knackered. Let's see how we go. Now, I'm gonna do the reverse negative bias test first, all right? So that's the positive diode to the positive lead, okay? All right, so basically, on the old multimeter, on the right side, the diode said, that reading there should not change, okay? So, fumble, I need to get some better bits and bobs here. Right, so I'm just touching one of those connectors now, okay? So there's nothing there. So basically, if it says this reading here, or OL, open line, that's okay. All right, so that part of it's okay. Now, normally you test the forward positive bias first, so yay, let's do that. Right, shall we cut the video or come back into it? Nah, let's fumble. Right, That out there. That in there. Right, so negative probe onto the positive. Okay, right, it's just about hanging in there. Let's do a quick test. And there we go, right. So, listen, that's fluctuating because I haven't got a very steady amp, but it should settle around about the 200 or something anyway. All right, let's just test that again on this one. Let's try and hold that in place a bit better. Okay, so basically that should be reading, what, 0.5 something as before for the forward positive bias. It ain't. So, yeah, okay, current's going back in. It's not coming out, so, you know, it's open line on a reverse negative bias. But it's not a really strong reading, is it? So that everything's indicating that this rectifier is knackered now. So, yay, more money down the drain. It is part of the process I'm going through at the minute, like, so unless somebody can tell me different, that reading is too weak by the looks of things, so cause for concern, shall I say. Yeah, keep watching, because obviously I've got a stat, well, I've got a couple of stats to test as well. One is absolutely fried, as you'll see, but we'll do the test on it anyway, just to go through the crappy process. And then the other one's still in situ in the bike, obviously not connected to any rec or anything like, so basically we'll do the test on that as well, but I'll do a bit of studying on there, watch numerous videos, and we'll go from there. So for this one, it's over. The party's over. Bye. What'd you say, Bust? The party's over. See ya.